Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that your life has already changed, not because of a decision you made, but because of a decision you never saw, never approved, and never understood. Your job application was rejected. Your loan was denied. Your account was restricted, not by a person, but by a system. A system that analyzed your data, predicted your behavior, and quietly decided who you are allowed to be. You were never accused. You were never questioned. There was no explanation, only an outcome. And when you try to understand what happened, you realize something unsettling. There is no one to argue with, no human decision maker, no clear appeal, just an automated conclusion that feels permanent. This is not about robots replacing jobs. This is about invisible decisions replacing human judgment. And most people will never notice when it happens to them, because the system does not announce itself. It simply decides and moves on. Every automated decision begins with data. Not just what you say, but what you click, what you pause on, what you ignore. Over time, these small signals are collected, organized, and compared. Not to understand you, but to categorize you. And once categorized, judgment becomes automatic. These systems do not ask why you act. They predict what you might do next. Risk is calculated. Behavior is forecast. Outcomes are simulated. And decisions are made before you arrive. This is not judgment based on actions. It is judgment based on probability. And probability does not explain itself. To an automated system, you are not a story. You are a score, a ranking, a level of risk. Context is expensive. Explanation takes time. Scores are faster. And when systems operate at scale, speed becomes priority. Not understanding, and the human story is quietly removed from the process. This is why these decisions feel final. Not because they are correct, but because they are automated. In the next part, we look at where this is already happening, not in the future, but right now. These systems are not experimental. They are already embedded in everyday life. They decide which applications move forward, which transactions are delayed, which users require review. Most people interact with them every day, without ever realizing a decision was made. Access is one of the first things to be affected. Job screening systems rank candidates. Financial systems evaluate risk. Platform algorithms decide visibility. These systems do not say why a door closed. They simply move on to the next option, and opportunity disappears without confrontation. What makes these decisions difficult to challenge is not their outcome. It is their silence. There is often no explanation, no clear appeal, no human point of contact. The system does not argue. It does not justify. It simply continues operating. And the absence of explanation becomes a barrier on its own. These are not errors. They are features of automated efficiency. And as these systems expand, appealing decisions becomes increasingly difficult. In the next part, We examine why reversing these outcomes is so hard. Appeals were designed for human decisions. One person, one case, one explanation. Automated systems do not work that way. They operate at scale. Thousands of decisions every minute, millions every day. When a system moves this fast, slowing it down for individual review becomes expensive, and expensive processes are often avoided. When a human denies a request, there is someone to ask. When a system denies access, there is no single author. The decision is distributed across data, across models, across processes. No individual can fully explain it because no individual fully made it. Responsibility dissolves into architecture. Appeals rely on discretion, understanding context, listening to explanation. But automated systems optimize for consistency, not compassion, not exception. A system does not ask what happened. It checks whether rules were followed. And if the process was correct, the outcome is treated as final. This is why automated decisions feel permanent, not because they are correct, but because there is no clear path back. In the final part, we look forward at what must change and how human judgment can be restored without abandoning technology. The solution is not removing intelligent systems. It is redefining responsibility. When decisions are automated, accountability must be intentional, designed, assigned. Not after harm occurs, but before systems are deployed, because responsibility cannot be automated. It must remain human. Future systems do not need to be slower. They need to be interruptible. Moments where a human can pause, question, and intervene. Not every decision should be immediate, because speed without reflection creates silent consequences, and efficiency without judgment creates distance. People will need the right to understand decisions, not technical explanations, human explanations. Why access was denied, why opportunity disappeared, why a system decided differently. Transparency is not control, it is trust. And without trust, even accurate systems will feel unjust. The future will not arrive loudly. It will arrive quietly through systems that already feel normal. The question is not whether technology will decide more. It is whether human judgment will remain present before silence replaces understanding and before decisions become permanent without explanation. Future Crime Lab. Understanding the systems that quietly decide our lives before we stop questioning them.